Hey guys, it is Kayla Waller of Waller Adventures, and today Audrey and I are going to tell you our top 5 state parks. All right, so we are actually camping in Tomoka.
Again, we apologize for mispronouncing something.
Yeah.
We're debating on how this is supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah, but it's Tomoka State Park. We'll put a link to that camping video up at the top if you want to check out the whole camping video. But we were sitting out here last night around the campfire, and I said, Audrey, how many state parks have we been to? So we looked it up on our on the playlist, the camping playlist on YouTube, and we've been to, well, I have been to 15 state parks.
I've been to 10.
So,
I didn't think
it was that many either.
That many.
So that does not count Long Point, which is the one I went to, and then Fort DeSoto, which is we both went to. So for me, that is 17 camping trips. But I'm not including DeSoto and Long Point because those are county parks. But so for you, that'd be 11.
Yeah.
So that is crazy. That we've been to 15 state parks in the state of Florida. That's crazy.
That's just the ones you've been to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's probably a buttload more.
Yeah, it's just for Florida.
No, I mean in Florida, there's probably a buttload more.
Yeah, there's a ton more in Florida. There's a whole bunch that we've not even been to.
I think Kayla and I have scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Of state parks to go camping at in Florida.
So we sat down and wrote a list out of the state parks we've been to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went through and did a list of our top 5. So I will tell you which state parks we have been to. All right, so the first one we went to was Colt Creek State Park. To refresh your memory, that was the one where we went, we did a 4-day trip on that one.
Yeah, that was 4 nights, 5 days.
Yeah, and we did some canoeing there and things like that. We did some fishing.
Caught fish and cooked it over open fire.
Yeah, we call it some catfish. Then we went to Blue Springs State Park. That's one I went to. I did a solo trip, and we've been there a couple of times. I went there for my birthday this past year to do some kayaking, but that's the one that's got manatees, and it's got the Thursby House. I did a video on that one. Then we both of us went to Payne's Prairie State Park. That's the one with the wild buffalo and horses.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Stephen Foster Cultural. It's a long, huge title because there's a Stephen Foster State Park and there's a Stephen Foster Cultural State Park.
Culture Center.
No, it's culture. I can't remember. That park was based around Stephen Foster, who is the author of Swanee River, the song Swanee River, and Old Camptown Races. Yeah, Old Camptown Races. So there's a museum. We went and saw the museum there for that, and then the bell tower. And that was by the Swanee River. We also went to the old general store there and I filmed that one. Then the next one is, I always mispronounce this one. I mispronounced it in the beginning of the video, and then I've corrected myself after I went to the little museum section of it. But it's, I kept calling it Koreshan, but Koreshan is Koreshan State Park. And that one has the crazies. You didn't go on that one. But this one,
that was an interesting video though.
That one is the one where the guy had a cult in New York and came down and bought some property in Florida and started his cult. He was trying to prove that the world is flat, and it was a whole bunch of crazy beliefs he had going on there. And it was like he had his own little community. At one point why he left New York is because all these guys were claiming that he was stealing their wives to join his cult, and it was a whole 9 yards. If you really want to see some weird stuff, you need to look that up. All right, so the next one we went to was Kissimmee Prairie. You went on that one with me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one where it's the dark park.
Yeah, it's known for its stargazing. Unfortunately for us, it was cloudy the particular week we went.
Yeah, but we saw all those cool owls.
But that we made so many animal friends.
Yeah, we did a whole bunch of cool.
We had Biscuit and
we had Cherry 1,
Cherry.
Cherry 2.
Yeah, we had
Rocky 1,
Cherry
Rocky 2.
and Cherry's girlfriend.
Yeah.
We had Biscuit and the crows.
No, it was Bacon. It was Bacon
Bacon.
That's his name.
Sorry, I
Bacon.
named him Bacon. He was in love with Bacon.
Yeah. So then I went to Lake Kissimmee State Park. But that's where I met JB. He's got a TikTok page. You should check him out. He does a whole bunch of bass fishing and does reviews and stuff like that. But I did some fishing there. It rained the whole time I was there, and that was a miserable trip. Then we went to Fort Clinch. That's one with the fort, obviously, Fort Clinch.
Fort Clinch was awesome.
Yeah, Fort Clinch is really cool. And then Jen and I went back and went fishing, and that's when I lost my surf pole because a shark took it and ripped it out of the pole holder, and it is gone. It is probably still out there. If you are ever at Fort Clinch and catch a shark and has got a fishing pole, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know, because it's mine. It's a red and black one. It's really skinny, so let me know. Then I went to Santos Trailhead, and that's with all the mountain biking. You didn't go on that one. That was really cool, especially if you're a big mountain biking person. That was a really cool place to go. Then we went to Silver Springs.
Silver Springs is pretty awesome.
Silver Springs has the glass bottom boat tour. Well, they got all the cool.
To see the manatees and get a history lesson of all the movies that have been filmed in said
water. A bunch of movies have been filmed there. It was really cool.
It was really awesome.
Then we went to Florida Caverns State Park. That was the one with all the caverns, obviously. But that was the one that is like 30 minutes from the Alabama border. Like that one was a 5-hour drive.
That was a 5-hour drive over there.
But, it was worth it.
And it was in full sunshine.
Yeah.
And your next door neighbor is like, here you are, and here's your neighbor.
That's the one where I cut my finger open.
She did cut her finger. She couldn't navigate a knife properly.
And then we went to Rainbow Springs.
Rainbow Springs was awesome.
Rainbow Springs is really cool. I did a lot of kayaking there.
You can go swimming, kayaking. They have what are those things where you stand on them and you paddle?
Oh, the paddle boards.
Paddleboard. You can get. They had a canoe or kayak glass bottom tour. The guide is actually on a paddleboard, and you following them along in your glass bottom kayak or canoe.
Silver Springs does that as well, and I don't think Blue Springs does it. Then we went to Little Manatee River. It was all right. We went there because we've been trying to go to Hillsborough State Park for the past 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I think we are cursed to go to Hillsborough.
Yeah.
Because the first time I was trying to go to Hillsborough, it was the Hurricane Milton hit and it got canceled, obviously. And then the last time was because it was freezing and I was trying to install the new thing on the side of my truck and it took all, it's just not meant to be. And then the part that we're at today.
We are at Tomoka. One of those.
Yeah.
Or we could be completely wrong on both.
For real. So we're going to start off with our number 5 choice.
My number 5 choice? You start with your number 5 choice.
So my number 5 is the Florida Caverns State Park.
Okay.
Because I like it because you don't think of caverns in Florida. Every time when you think of Florida, you think of tropical palm trees. I mean, there's palm trees all over here.
Oh yeah.
And everyone thinks of Disney. Every time I say Florida, oh, how's Disney? I'm like,
right.
I don't work for Disney. But it's so interesting to think that there are caverns in Florida. We did go to the Dames Caves, and those are kind of, I wouldn't say they're caverns, but they're caves.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't think of that being in Florida, but the caves are really cool, and we saw a lot of cool stuff, learned a lot of cool stuff. Very unique. It was different. I've never been in the caverns like that before. What's your number 5?
My number 5, let me look at my list. My number 5 is actually Kissimmee Prairie because of the animals. We made friends. Lots of friends. We also had Rockies. That was the trip the Rockies and Cherry 2 got into a fight. Yeah. We had to, we didn't get in between, but I did tell them to play nice.
Yeah, for real.
We're all friends.
All right, so my number 4 is Rainbow Springs because I like the springs. Let me look at my list. Even though, all the springs are on my top 5. But I'll let you know.
I'm just surprised that one's so low on your list.
It's low because there's stuff to do. The only thing I didn't like about it is that Rainbow Springs, Silver Springs, and all that were back in the 30s and 40s, where it is like hot thing in the 50s. Because your parents even remember hearing about it.
Yeah.
It was the thing to do after the war. You know, it was like, let's go to the springs and do this and this and this and this and all that. And so the springs were a thing, and then they added the campground. So you had to go to the campground and leave the campground to get to the spring. That's the only thing I didn't. That's why it's so low, because I had to leave my camp. I can't just go right down the road and put in my kayak. I had to leave and drive around to get to my elbow type deal to get to the spring. But what's cool is when you do that, you get to park free because you're camping.
True, because you're camping.
But I did like Rainbow Springs because the campground did have its own entrance where you can put in for your kayak, but you had to fight the current to get to the head spring. That's the only sucky thing.
Yeah.
But you can start at the head spring and make all the way back to the campsite.
Right. My number 4 is actually Anastasia State Park. One, I really liked Anastasia State Park, even though it rained most of the time we were there. I liked it because you could walk to the amazing farmers market, or you could drive to it, because it was right next door. I think because of the weather, we ended up driving over to it, even though we realized we could have walked. It's close to St. Augustine. If you want to take a longer, camping trip, you can go into St. Augustine and do, things on St. George Street. It's the only reason to go to St. Augustine, in my opinion. I liked it because the amazing canopy of live oaks over your campsite was fabulous.
Oh yeah, for real. Number 3. So my number 3 is the Stephen Foster cultural one. You didn't go on that one.
Right.
The reason why it's my number 3 is because it's right there on the Swanee River. I think it's really cool. There was a lot of stuff to see and a lot of history there. And what I also learned is Stephen Foster even never saw the Swanee River, but he wrote the hell about it, like he was there. And there's also the White Sulphur Spring is there. I did a video on it. It doesn't exist anymore because they opened up the gate and the river got flooded, but it's got a lot of history in that. That awesome general store. That general store was it Alan Jackson's music video? I'll look it up when you tell your 3. But it was in one of the I think it was Alan Jackson's music video. It was featured in that, so it's got that kind of history. And it it had a whole bunch of race cars and stuff like that. But that was close. But I like it because they have what was it, bluegrass festivals there all the time. Even though that wasn't going on when we went. But they have a little village where you can go and get handmade stuff. I got my little soap bar holder from there. It's in my thing. I use it. But I got it from there. I bought it from the girl there. And what was funny was when I was filming, I went to one, I think I went to them first. And by the time I went to the next one, they had left and went to the girl that did the pottery and told her, hey, there's a girl here filming for YouTube. Just a heads up. They were all excited. I was filming, so to give them some advertising. They were all excited. They were great. Every store I went to, I spent like an hour just talking. But what's your number 3? I'm gonna look up and see what music video that's in while you're doing that.
Okay.
Just to double check it.
So my number 3 is Silver Springs. I really enjoyed Silver Springs. No, I did not go kayaking. My arms just can't do it these days. But I did thoroughly enjoy the glass bottom boat tour. Oh my god, that was amazing. You get to see so many different fish and turtles and tortoises and manatees. Got to see alligators, and the movie history of Silver Springs is awesome. I had seen every single movie our tour guide mentioned.
So Audrey was kind of half right. So it's called Stephen Foster Folk Culture Center State Park. There is a Stephen Foster State Park, and then there's this one. Yeah, that was correct. So the Adams Country Store in Florida was featured in a 1999 music video for Little Man by Alan Jackson. All right, so my number 2 is Blue Springs. You didn't go to that one.
No.
The reason why I like Blue Springs is because it's connected to the St. Johns River. You put in your kayak in the St. Johns River, and then you can go into the spring. certain parts of the spring you can kayak in, and then after 11 a.m. you can't go past that certain point because they tube at the end. But you can swim to the Boil. The Boil is the spring head. I swam to the Boil, and that was really cool. I also liked it because the Thursby House is there, and there's a lot of history. And the Thursbys were the ones that were established the Blue Springs, and they'd fish there, and they got the fresh water from there. And it was I don't want to say tug, but ferry boat landing for the area, and it started the whole railroad. So yeah. So what's your number 2?
Rainbow Springs. I really liked Rainbow Springs. No, again, I did not go kayaking. Kayla did, but I saw an otter. Kayla didn't get to see the otter. I saw the otter. You can go swimming there, kayaking, canoeing. They've got a great veranda to sit on and just enjoy the day. Plenty of places to, you can bring your own chair, sit, read a book. You can picnic. They've got some waterfalls that are nice. For me, if I had like a group of friends to go hang out for the day, that's 100% where I go.
All right, so we both have runner-ups for number 1. So my runner-up, Silver Springs, because I loved the glass bottom boat tour. That was really cool. The kayaking was great. There's a lot to do there, a lot of history there. Even what was the other one we went to? The Rainbow Springs. They had they had all the cool stuff that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But Rainbow Springs still has the stuff that they had back in the day. Still, Silver Springs still has the stuff that they used to do, like the glass bottom boat tour has been there for years. And I love the fact that there's a whole bunch of movie history there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Don't tell all the movies. People got to go and enjoy the tour.
You gotta enjoy the tour.
Go enjoy the tour.
Also with Silver Springs, what I really liked was how you like when you put your kayak in, you can either go straight into the head spring and then take that way, or you can go in like this really like windy small little area, and there was a
Watch out for the gators.
There was a sunken little boat there. It was really cool.
So my runner-up, we are sitting at Tomoka State Park is my runner-up. I like it. It's quiet. The tree canopies are fabulous.
Yeah. Just looking around.
There's so all the spots that you can go fishing here.
There's a ton.
Are really kind of like secluded, so you don't have to worry about somebody running over if you catch something.
We're gonna have to come over here.
And snapping your line. Also, I have gone into town, which is Ormond Beach.
I have not.
I could live here, whether it be in Ormond Beach or right here in Tomoka. I could live here. So this is why it is my runner-up. So
my number 1 all-time favorite state park is Anastasia State Park.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Reason being is because the state park is right beside the amphitheater, and when we were camping and I went to go shower, you can hear the music from the show.
It was pretty good.
So if say for instance, lately I've been on the Terry Clark kick. She's an old 90s country singer. Say for instance, Terry Clark was at the amphitheater in St. Augustine. I would book a campsite and camp there.
Walk over to the amphitheater to watch the show.
And then walk. The farmers market was right beside in walking distance. It's in the same. It's in the parking lot of the amphitheater. And then the fishing spot where you caught that flounder when I cooked the flounder. The spot we fished at, you just got to watch the tides. You go ahead and get your bait, your live bait, and then as the tides come, that's when you fish it. I also like how it's right there in St. Augustine because I love St. Augustine. St. Augustine reminds me of Beaufort. It's a Spanish version of Beaufort. That's my number 1 is Anastasia. I will definitely go back there again at some point.
I'd go back to any one of the parks that we've been to and camp.
Same.
They've all been well kept. I had no problem leaving my stuff out. Nobody bothers your stuff. People walking by, they'll say hello at their dogs, walking their dogs, and hey, how's it going? It's really nice and pleasant. My number 1 is Fort Clinch.
I do like Fort Clinch. I really did enjoy Fort Clinch.
That is definitely the best campsite
I will give
we
you
have
that.
stayed at.
That one is, I think that if we were going off of campsites, that would be my number one campsite.
That'd be like ECU for me. It's up there. It's in its own world above the top 10.
I did like it. The only negative thing it wasn't the state park's fault, but the only negative thing we ran into was our neighbor.
We had a bad neighbor.
We had a bad neighbor on that campsite.
There ain't nothing anybody can do about that.
If you go back and watch that video, you'll see really what happened. But basically, our neighbor drove in at like what, 7 o'clock at night with
9
kids,
o'clock at
or 9
night.
o'clock with 5 kids, and they all camped in their truck, and then left with the fire still going.
Still going, not smoldering, still flaming.
And then when the ranger came by and was stirring it up, it went woo, because they had a starter in there and left it in there.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah, please don't.
The other reasons it's my number one is the fort was great.
Yeah, the fort's really great.
Going down to the beach, even though there was a boatload of seagulls, I don't like seagulls. It was really nice because you can walk on the beach, you can pick up seashells. Apparently they have a rich history of seashell findings there.
Oh, that's where you find all the shark's teeth.
Shark's teeth.
Yeah, there's people go there all the time looking for shark's teeth. They were doing that when I was there, and when me and Jen went back. There was a gator swimming in the water when Jen and I were there.
What?
Because I was out there looking, and Jen was like, "Roy's really?" I was like, "Why?" She's like, "There's a gator," so I was reeling my stuff in so he wouldn't get snagged in my line. All right, y'all. So those are our top 5 state parks that we've been to so far in Florida. We are
technically you could say top 6.
Yeah,
because we both had a tie on our number ones.
Mm-hmm. Leave a comment and let us know which one's your favorite. If you have to go back and watch the videos to refresh your memory, go for it. But leave a comment and let us know what your favorite state park that we've been to and we've filmed and had on the YouTube channel. If you have suggestions on which one, I know if Xavier sees this video, he's gonna text me all the suggestions because he goes camping all the time.
Yeah.
But some of the campsites or some of the state parks that we've been to is because he's been to, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I think which one was it? I can't remember which one, but I was asking like, hey, have you? Because his kids are in the Boy Scouts, so he's a scout leader, so they camp all the time. So I always ask him like, hey, have you been here before? Yeah, I've been there. And it's when sorry, I had to look it up. The Bulow Plantation Ruins Historic State Park. You can't camp there. I wanted to see it because it had the ruins, legit ruins of the sugar mill and things like that.
Okay.
And so I went, and he was like, I asked him, I said, have you been there? He's like, yeah. He's like, be careful. He said, because he's like, it's a literal dirt road that goes in. Well, I didn't think anything of it. When I got there, it was a dirt road, skinny dirt road. And I was like, why is it like this? And so when I got further down, I was like, oh, it's because they kept that road because that road's been there since the 1800s, and that's how you got to the beach. So they just kept it how it used to be, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, so I had to give him a shout out because he's the one that he's my go-to for camping because he camps a lot. But he also has a blog. It's called Gosquatch Outdoor Adventures. I'll put a link to that in the description below if you want to check out his blog. He does everything from like cave diving, camping, traveling, but he's gone out west and up north with his camper. Check his stuff out; it's pretty cool. He's got some cool stories and some blogs on his stuff. But he's also I think he's on Facebook with that. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us around the campfire this morning and talking about the good old camping trips we've had in the past. Be sure to check all the camping videos out and see for yourself on how great all these camping trips were. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, greatly appreciate it. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. It helps our channel grow. We're also on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And below this video, you can see some of our Wild Adventures merch. We'll have the camping merch there. You got Rocky Raccoon still in your cookie dough shirt. I got my mug, my camping mug. It says Wild Adventures. This is the old style one, but the newer one has my logo on it. And if you go to the description below, you can go to the link to the merch shop itself, where you can get some CGI merch. So there's some fishing stuff. I got a doggy bandana for your puppy dogs. Got some other drinkware, and other things like that. So yeah. So thanks for watching. See you on the next video.
Hey guys, it's me again. You want to subscribe to your channel? Click over here. If you want to check out some more videos, click down there. If you want to check out our cool merch shop, go to the description below and click the link. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.